Hello guys, welcome to episode 2 of our New Year's playthrough of Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. I'm TJ. So, last episode, it's not New Year's yet over here, first of all, but it is New Year's in the countries that's east of us. So, Happy New Year to all you guys over there, as far east past New York and all those countries and stuff like that. It's not New Year's yet over here, like I said, so it is still New Year's Eve as of this recording. So I did say I was going to come back on New Year's Eve, if not New Year's Day. So I'm back. And so the last episode was like a huge introductory of pretty much everything that came before. Learned a lot of stuff, first of all. The gameplay is the same as, what's the game called? The First Cases and the London Case, and the Young Hercule Poirot games. As far as the little gray cells connecting everything and investigating all that stuff. Let's see what else. What the hell? Oh, wrong. We have a full load of characters that we were able to analyze just based on like what their ethnicity is, what their occupation is, and also the age as well too. It kind of throws me off that Poirot. There's 3 ages to guess, and it's like exact, like not like 30s or 40s or 50s, but exact age. Like Captain Archibald Arbuthnot, he's 45 years old. Mary Debenbaum is an English teacher from England, and she's 40 years old. This one right, who was it? What character was that looked older than she looked? Was it her? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think it was her. Yeah, I think it was Hildegard Schmidt. 33 years old, but she looks a little older for her age. But if you look back at Mary Debenham, Mary Debenham, she's 40 years old. She looks really great. In fact, she almost looks like Elizabeth Olsen. And she's an English teacher who is in some relationship with Archibald Arbuthnot. I believe it's him. Let me see something else. Yeah, it's him. Because in the last episode, when we entered the hotel that we were staying in prior to hopping on the Orient Express, we were investigating where this guy's ticket was at, and it turned out there was a bit of a mistake regarding the housekeeping maid that was cleaning up his hotel room, and she opened the window while she was cleaning up his room while he was away for breakfast, and while the window was open, the wind must have blown out some of the documents from Captain Arbuthnot's desk, including his train ticket. The train ticket blew out into the housekeeper's cleaning basket, and she didn't realize it. I guess she put some dirty linens on top of the ticket, and she wasn't aware that the ticket flew into her cleaning basket, so we checked it out, and it turns out it was in there the whole time, so that cleared up. And then once we got into the train station, we just observed a few more people who's gonna be riding on the Orient Express all the way to Paris. And so we had a good dinner. And right before the end of the episode, Hercule Poirot got awakened by some of the noise that was taking place in the corridor in the train. And so he thought it was nothing. He got woke up about 3 times. Is that his iPad? Oh, so he has an iPad now. Okay. And so now we're about to have breakfast. The train has stopped because we're actually snowed in.
Finest of curling irons for the moustache.
So we're gonna have breakfast with the rest of the passengers. We are heavily snowed in. The tunnel is actually blocked by the snow, and so we're stuck here for probably a couple of days. And yes, this is a modern take because you did see the iPad. You also saw some iPhones floating around in the game as well too, including his. And so now we're gonna continue on with episode 2.
To tame unruly nuts.
Is this chewing tobacco? Oh, mustache wax. You've got to keep that clean.
Wax to preserve the perfect symmetry of the moustache.
Hold on for just a moment. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to open this. So, I like to eat every now and then, or eat whenever I get the chance, especially during cutscenes. Uh, I didn't find. I thought I had some sour cream. I got some kettle chips, but I thought I had some sour cream. So I'll just settle for the cheese whiz cheese dip. That's the next best alternative for some potato chips. Y'all can say all you want. It's only for like nachos and stuff, but it tastes just as great. Oh, we're really snowed in here. Okay. All right. And in case you're wondering, I'm eating some cotton kettle chips. Really good kettle chips, as you guys know. Putting on some cheese whiz cheese dip. It's actually pretty good. It's been a while since I've done something like this. Mix it up a little bit.
Good morning, Monsieur Michel.
Good morning, sir. Please enjoy our special breakfast in our restaurant.
This delay is intolerable. I am supposed to be demonstrating the Firenze in Paris in 2 days.
Ah, your electric car. Yes, that's bad luck.
Bad luck? If I miss that demonstration, I'll be in deep trouble.
Just text your people in Paris and warn them.
Of course I tried that, but there is no network service in these mountains.
My daughter said it would be the easiest way in the world. Just sit on the train until I got to Paris. And now we may be here for days, and my boat sails the day after tomorrow. How am I going to catch it now? I can't even send an email to cancel it. I'm just too mad to talk about it.
My colleagues were to meet me in Paris. They will wonder what has happened to me. I can get no words to them. What will they think? We have refugees to help.
I just want to turn off the music system. Oh, maybe during the cutscenes, okay.
Good morning, madam. The snow is a predicament, is it not?
I am Russian. Snow is no stranger to me.
Ah, the accent. Would it be St. Petersburg?
You are very perceptive. Monsieur Poirot, is it not?
And may I take it, I have the honor of addressing Princess Natalia Dragomirov.
We dispense with the old titles these days. My husband, all of my past, was taken from me by these Stalinists. When they were gone, I became director of the St. Petersburg Museum of Antiquities, to restore and preserve what I can of my country's history.
Still, the delay must be vexing.
If I must be late for my appointments, then they will wait.
I know that I would certainly wait, madame. It has been my extreme pleasure to make your acquaintance, madame.
Au revoir, Monsieur Poirot.
A beautiful piano. What a luxury. Pity there's no one to play it. Mademoiselle, you are not concerned about the train stopping?
What can one do?
Indeed, this does not make the train move. You have great strength to remain calm at a time like this.
I know one far, far stronger than I.
And that is?
Well, that old lady, for instance. You have probably noticed her. She just has to lift her little finger and ask for something in a polite voice, and the whole train runs.
It runs also for my friend Monsieur Bouc, but that is because he is a director of the line, not because he has a masterful character.
You don't have to have a strong will when you have power. But I suspect I did not need to tell you that, Mr.
Poirot.
Mr. Poirot.
Good morning, Mr. Fauchet. You have early customers, I see.
Yes, I am stuck serving here as well at breakfast. Everyone is impatient. They keep complaining that the train is not moving. As if I could get out and push it.
It's too early for me to order a boxcar. That is the appropriate drink, I believe.
A gin triple sec, lemon and grenadine mix. A drink for a train indeed.
But not perhaps for my breakfast. I think I will settle for an omelette.
Good luck, sir. Miss Nielsen is helping to serve in the dining car.
Almost sounds good. Oh, it's dinner time.
The Orient Express bar is certainly well stocked. The train still hasn't left.
One of these days, I'm going to walk into somebody.
How long are we expected to be stranded here?
It won't do much good complaining to me. That fellow there with the moustache, he may know something.
Excusez-moi, sir.
Yes?
Monsieur Bouc asks for you to join him in compartment 203.
Look here, Poirot. Can you tell us anything?
I can tell you the snow, it will not move aside on its own.
Of course, but you obviously have some info.
See him now. I will ask him.
What are you doing in this thing here?
You can never have too many of these.
Please, do me the courtesy of leaving me alone, if you will.
That's not a funny thing. I don't like your face to Ratchet. That's true. That line was so hilarious the way it was delivered.
Ah, my good friend. Come in. We have need of you.
What has occurred?
A passenger lies dead in his bed. Stabbed.
A passenger? Which passenger?
In there. He's an American. A man called Ratchet. It was his valet, Masterman, who was worried that Mr. Ratchet was not awake yet. Pierre Michel, the conductor, decided to break in and found the body.
I see. Well, my friend, I think it is best not to touch anything and wait for the police to arrive.
Oh, I tried to call the police, but there is no cell tower for many kilometers. We could be stuck in the snow for hours. The murderer is with us. On the train, now! The sooner we catch him, the sooner we'll be out of danger. Dr. Constantine is already examining the body.
Mon ami, this is not a missing train ticket. We must follow procedure. We must wait for the police to secure the crime scene.
Please, Poirot. I will take full responsibility.
Book, you ask. Well, if we cannot contact the outside world, then... Oh, you are going to drive me crazy. In truth, this problem intrigues me. I was reflecting not half an hour ago that many hours of boredom lay ahead whilst we are stuck here. And now, a problem lies ready to my hand.
You accept, then?
C'est entendu. You place the matter in my hands.
Holy shit, 17 items?
Good, good. We are all at your service. This is the room right here.
Mr. Poirot, I am Dr. Constantine.
Forgive me, Doctor. You are a medical examiner?
No, but I have assisted in post-mortems at Nairobi Hospital, where I am a teaching fellow.
I am familiar with your excellent institution.
I do not intend to perform a full autopsy, but a preliminary examination should be of some use.
Of course. May I have a look? Then we can compare notes.
Please. If you need any help, I won't be far away.
My little gray cells did not let me down.
Y'all should know that Nairobi is the capital of Kenya. Alright, so let's take a look and see what happened to Ratchet here. Starting with the body. Multiple stab wounds, yikes.
As you see, the victim has been stabbed many times. Several alone would have been fatal.
Yes, I agree. An attack most savage.
I will, of course, prepare a complete report on my findings.
Thank you. I'll take photos.
Died at about at 250. Or wait, died at 305, and 50 seconds.
The watch is broken. The hands are stopped at 1:15 a.m. One would expect that to be the time when the attack occurred.
Oh, 1:15. Okay. I thought that was the shorthand. The safety catch is still on.
Last night, Monsieur Ratchet said he takes precautions. I see now what he meant. He knew he was in danger and wanted to be ready, yet it was no use to him. I will leave it here for the police.
iPhone smashed. Yikes.
The phone was deliberately smashed. I'm sure I will find some interesting things inside. I'm sure I will find some interesting things inside.
What's this? Oh, vape?
Did it belong to Ratchet?
The letter H.
Chief. There's a letter H embroidered on it. Where can the killer have gone? The chain lock is broken. Monsieur Michel told me that he broke the chain on the door to get into the room. The snow is falling only lightly this morning. The murderer would have left tracks in the snow if he had jumped out the window.
What the hell is this?
I wonder what could be in this photo.
Sleeping pills?
A box of sleeping pills.
A safe?
Expensive clothing, recently laundered. Not exactly the reading material one would expect of a man like Ratchet. Not exactly the reading material one would expect of a man like Fletcher.
So, hold on. It says here, Alice was walking in the forest with 1,000 flowers. She picked 10 flowers to make a bouquet. So there's 990 flowers left. Suddenly the bouquet turned into a flower, and the flowers on the ground began to multiply. There were twice as many. The bouquet turned into flowers, and the flowers on the ground began to multiply. There were twice as many. So 990 times 2 is, oh shit, 1980? I wonder if that's the code to the safe. Well, let's go over that later on.
This door communicates with compartment 204. The latch is open on this side.
Oh, let's worry about this picture first. Oh shit, I could rotate it. Hold on, wait. I didn't realize the square button. Okay, making some progress. We know it's a cat, but what significance does this play? Okay, almost there. Some funky music. For Daisy.
For Daisy. Interesting. Et voilà. This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
Oh, how he got out, okay.
do not think that's the right answer. No, not good. This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
Well, I can solve this.
I must admit I'm not right this time. So, the murderer must have exited through Madame Hubert's room. That was easy.
Bingo. Got a stack of hundreds.
Not very surprising.
Interesting.
Unusual letter, this.
And there's a book or a journal. H.
Ratchet had an appointment he will never keep. A meeting place on the back of a postcard. Someone with the initials A.W. I'm sorry, Doctor, but I must question you.
Of course. I must be considered under suspicion like everyone else.
May I know your movements last night?
I share compartment 101 with Mr. Book. He would not stop talking about his beloved train. I listened to him for hours talking about his Orient Express.
My friend Book will no doubt confirm this. Did you know the victim?
Not at all. I noticed him last night at dinner, but I did not pay much attention.
Did you touch anything in here this morning?
I checked for a pulse. There was none. Rigor mortis had commenced. The body was cool to the touch. I touched nothing else.
What can you tell me about the victim?
He died from multiple stab wounds of varying angles and depth. More than one would have been fatal. I would place the time of death roughly between midnight and 2 a.m. With more time, I hope I can be more precise.
I assume the open window complicates matters.
Indeed. Conditions are not perfect.
Thank you for your help, Doctor.
Alright, so we're gonna, count on these chips. I'm gonna recap the events that took place in the murder scene. My guess is he was on his guard because he felt threatened by the note. Those have to be the sleeping pills in the cup. Why would you do that anyways?
I can't imagine Ratchet taking a sleeping pill if he feared for his life. That's the right answer.
Those two.
Et voilà.
Which was one of them. Maybe Book?
No, not good.
I know he'd be one of. Well, wouldn't Hubbard? Was she the one running? Yeah, she was the one that ran down the corridor, I believe.
My little gray cells did not let me down.
Yeah, this is the fishy one right here. Alright.
I think I've seen everything I need at the moment. I am counting on you to finish your analysis.
I'll have a more detailed report for you as soon as I can.
So, Poirot, did you find anything out?
It's a bit early for the handcuffs, my friend. Even for Hercule Poirot. Do not worry, mon ami. I believe our culprit has no plans to strike again. Monsieur Ratchet was the target. Of that I am convinced. Tell me, Book, how did you spend last night?
This is a joke, I hope. Don't you trust your old friend?
My friend, calm yourself. I must hear your story in order to corroborate other accounts.
Ah, naturally. Let me see. I went to my compartment after dinner. Dr. Constantine was already there. We talked about his career. He's a Cambridge man, you know. After university, he returned to his country and has done much good there. He was so interested in the Orient Express. I told him all the anecdotes I know. I'm not certain when we fell asleep, but it was very late.
Here is what I have found out. Monsieur Ratchet was stabbed many times. I also found threatening letters in his safe. He had a loaded gun under his pillow, so he was on guard, ready to defend himself. However, there was an empty glass with white residue at the bottom. I suspect a barbiturate. Perhaps he was forced to take it. In any case, I am certain he was unconscious, unable to defend himself. I also found several other items at the crime scene, possibly related to the murder. They must be investigated.
By all means, Poirot. As fast as you can.
I also found liquid for an electronic cigarette, but I could not find a vape. This might belong to the murderer.
This criminal is an amateur.
I need a list of the passengers with their compartment numbers.
Pierre Michel will have it.
I must interview the rest of the passengers and the staff.
I'll be in the bar car if you need me. We are hours late. Soon I hope help will arrive.
Let's hope so too.
Good morning, madam. I am Hercule Poirot.
Caroline Hubbard. What can I do for you, Mr. Poirot?
I am the bearer of unfortunate news.
It's obvious with all the commotion that something has happened.
Madame Hubbard, I am afraid your neighbor, Monsieur Ratchet, was murdered last night.
Oh my God! I knew it! I knew it!
I would like to ask you some questions, but first, may I inspect your room?
Of course, yes, you must.
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer. I do not think... This is wrong. No. This is wrong.
I was visiting my daughter. She works at the American Embassy in Istanbul. I told her she'd never find a husband there. Since I wanted to see Paris on my way home, she told me I should take this high-class train. I can't wait to see Paris. It looks beautiful in the movies, but it couldn't be more beautiful than Schenectady in the good old US of A. That's where I'm living now.
I must admit that...
Housewife.
That
attitude?
easy.
Actually, that's right. A mustache. What are you doing with this?
Come to Poirot, my exquisitely sculpted friend. The luxury of the Orient Express is present in every detail.
Or her personal bag.
This door connects to Monsieur Ratchet's compartment. It was latched on this side.
It's a pendant of some sort?
Here is a jacket button. It bears the logo of the Orient Express. Madame, please tell me about last night.
The murderer was right here in my compartment. I woke up. All in the dark it was. I was just so scared I couldn't scream. I pressed the call button. I pressed and pressed. I heard footsteps running in the corridor, then a knock on my door. "Come in," I screamed. And I switched on the lights at the same time. And would you believe it? There wasn't a soul there.
You think he went back into the other compartment?
How do I know where he went? I had my eyes shut tight. The conductor came in. I told the man what had happened, and he didn't seem to believe me. I asked him to search the room, but he found nothing. I told the conductor to look at the door between the compartments, and sure enough, it wasn't bolted. Well, I soon saw to that. I told him to bolt it, then and there.
How is it you didn't bolt the door between the two compartments?
But I had. Well, as a matter of fact, I asked that Swedish lady, Olsen, Greta, if it was bolted, and she said it was.
How was it you could not see for yourself?
I was already in bed, and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was.
What time was it when you asked her to do this for you?
Oh, it must have been around 10:30 or 10:45 p.m. She'd come along to see if I had an aspirin. But instead of opening my door, she opened Mr. Ratchet's door by mistake. He said something quite rude, like, "Not a chance, lady, you're too old." It shocked her. She came in. I told her where to find the aspirin, and she got it out of my toiletry bag. Poor girl, she didn't have a good night.
The same could be said for Monsieur Ratchet. It appears Mademoiselle Olsen may be the last person to see Ratchet alive.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Is this your handkerchief?
No, not at all.
Yet it is embroidered with an initial H, like your name.
I don't care. It's not mine, and I would certainly never buy something so impractical as that frilly thing.
Are you a smoker?
No, definitely not. Filthy habit.
I found a jacket button on your table. It looks like it belongs to a train employee. The button bears the logo of the Orient Express.
Well, of course the conductor came in last night, but he didn't go near that table.
Still, it's a safe bet that it belongs to the conductor. I'll check his jacket later, to be sure. I have not finished inspecting your room. If you don't mind,
the toiletry bag.
let's see if Mrs. Hubbard was telling the truth about the latch of the connecting door. This hook is probably where Mrs. Hubbard hung her toiletry bag.
Alright, let's try that out.
I can see the latch very well from here, even with the toiletry bag attached. I'll have to clear that up with Mrs. Hubbard. Mrs. Hubbard, you told me that the door connecting the two compartments was closed, correct?
Yes, it was, as I told you. I was already in bed and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was. That's why I asked Miss Olsen to check if it was closed.
I know there is a clue somewhere to prove she's lying. Oh, the truth cannot hide from Poirot forever. Are you sure everything you've told me is accurate, Madame Hubbard?
Of course. I have an excellent memory.
Mrs. Hubbard, I tested putting your toiletry bag on the door hook as you told me. From your bed, you can easily see the latch on the door. The toiletry bag does not hide the latch at all.
Are you saying I'm lying? It may have been stuck somehow in a different position, or I may not have seen it in the darkness. Or I didn't think to look, you irritating man.
Details matter, madame. A man has been most savagely murdered. You will excuse me if I attempt to separate the truth from the false.
Forget my toiletry bag and focus on who entered my compartment. Probably after killing Mr. Ratchet.
Madame Hubbard is a force to be reckoned with, but I suspect I'm not done with her. Thank you for your assistance, madame.
In an investigation, details matter. The next person I can interrogate is Monsieur Michel.
Monsieur Michel, I must ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
I will do everything I can to help.
First of all, tell me about yourself.
Very well. My name, as you know, is Pierre Michel. I am from Calais. I've been with the company for over 15 years.
Thank you. That was easy.
Sure was. Alright, let's see here.
Can you provide me with a listing of the passengers and their rooms, please?
Yes, certainly.
That was easy. Alright, let's see here. So let's see here. What's Constantine's first name? Okay, anyways, let's see. Toby Harris, Hector McQueen. So Edward and Antonio share the same room. Mary and Greta share 104. Joanna and Hildegard share 105. Captain Archibald's by himself. Arbuthnot's by himself. Natalia Dragomirov, 107. Cyrus Hardin, 201. Nikolaus Petrovich, 102. Ratchet, 203, deceased. Oh, wait, Toby Harris was the original passenger in 202 before he got off the station. I think. Caroline Hubbard is 204, Rudolph Andre's 205, and then you got Kira Michelle 301 with Frigga Nielsen, and Hotaru Mori with Jean Frauscher at 302. So there's 1, 2, so Harris, Hector, unless I go dyslexic, Harris, Hildegard, Cyrus Hardman, Caroline Hubbard is 4, and Hotaru Mori is 5. So there's 5 people with the letter H in their initial. So that could be one giveaway.
Are you a smoker?
Indeed.
Do you smoke e-cigarettes?
No. Tobacco only.
I would like to reconstruct with your help the events of last night. Monsieur Ratchet retired to bed. When?
Almost immediately after dinner, sir. Actually, before we left Belgrade.
Did anybody go into his compartment after that?
His valet, monsieur. Monsieur Masterman, and then his secretary, the young American gentleman, Monsieur McQueen.
And that is the last time you saw or heard of him?
No, monsieur. You forget that Monsieur Ratchet rang his bell around 12:40 a.m., soon after we had stopped. I knocked at the door, but he called out in French, "Ce n'est rien, je me suis trompé." I then left to answer another bell that had just rung.
Where were you at 1:15 a.m.?
I was sitting on my little seat at the end of the car, facing up the corridor.
Are you sure?
I left a little after 1 a.m. to speak about the snow with my colleague Jean in the bar car. I came back later. There was a call. I remember speaking to you.
Indeed, I remember. Carry on.
It was the American lady, Madame Hubbard. She thought she saw a man in her compartment. Then, around 1:50 a.m., I made the bed for Monsieur Ratchet's secretary, Monsieur McQueen. He had spent the evening talking with the English Captain Arbuthnot. At 2 a.m., I returned to my place and stayed there until dawn.
What is the last station where we stopped?
Vinkovsky.
Could someone have come on board?
Possibly. I was very busy. Owing to the weather, we were a few minutes late. We left at 12:10 a.m.
I found a button from an Orient Express staff jacket. Did you lose one by any chance?
No, monsieur. As you can see, I have all my buttons. It is not mine.
Okay, let's see what happened here. This would be last.
Think, Poirot. That is not a good
Something's
answer.
not right. There we go.
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
So there's a two time frame gap of 1:05 to 1:20 a.m. and 1:50 to 2 a.m. Let's see here.
No, not good.
There we go. Another one. Oh, shit. There we go.
While Monsieur Michel was chatting with Monsieur Fauchet in the bar car between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m., the murderer could have escaped Ratchet's room without being seen. My little gray cells did not let me down.
I will say yes.
Very well, I choose to go this way.
And I'm gonna say no for Mr. Michelle.
According to the information I have, this is a solid choice.
Alright, let's go to room 103. I'm gonna go to the second class. Such peaceful and tranquil background music.
Monsieur Edward Masterman, I believe. May I ask you some questions?
I can barely talk. I have a terrible toothache.
We have a doctor on board the train. Perhaps...
I do not need a doctor. I use essential oils. If you can find my flask of clove oil in my box, I would be grateful.
Fine, if you insist. I will help you. By the smell, I think that the jojoba oil spilled on the other bottles, leaving their labels illegible. I must find another way to find which one is Masterman's toothache remedy. The weighing scale is soaked in jojoba oil. It's unusable. Ah, this old scale will do
weighing
the
scale.
job. To start, I must first arrange the vials from the lightest to the heaviest.
So this is the heaviest. So this is the lightest one. You want to try that again? So that one's heavier. Should be it. Nope, maybe not.
Now that I know
There we
the
go.
order, I think that I can easily guess which one is the clove oil.
Oh shoot, no, I didn't mean to do that. Go back.
To start, I must first arrange the vials from the lightest to the heaviest.
So the black one is Lang Lang. So is Lemon the heavy one? Lemon's blue?
Now that I know the order, I think that I can easily guess which one is the clove oil. Here is Monsieur Masterman's remedy.
The red one's the clove oil. There we go.
Here is your remedy. I hope it will help.
Thank you very much, sir.
Hang on for just a moment. My apologies. I had to clean up my mess that I had from the chips.
I can finally speak without too much pain. I'm ready to answer your questions.
You are Monsieur Ratchet's valet?
Yes, sir. That is correct.
Were you told that your employer was murdered?
Yes, sir. A very shocking occurrence.
That was easy. At what hour did you last see Monsieur Ratchet?
It must have been around 9 p.m., sir. That or a little after. I went to bed around 10:30 p.m., same as the person who shares my room, Mr. Foscarelli. He almost immediately began snoring.
What did you do then?
I read, sir, and I spent a while soothing my toothache with clove oil and listening to the snoring.
Did you hear anything during the night?
Yes, my roommate's snoring.
Are you a smoker?
Yes, sir. I have a cigarette now and then to relax.
Not a vapor, okay.
Tell me about your employer, Monsieur Ratchet.
I've been working for him for 9 months. I should not wish to speak ill of the dead, but he was not a gentleman, sir.
Did you know that he had enemies?
Yes, sir. I heard him discussing some threatening letters, sir, with Mr. McQueen.
Did he mention these letters to you?
He had been reading a letter when I came in. He asked me if I was the one who put it in his compartment. I told him that I had done no such thing, and he should report it to the police at the next station.
How did he respond?
He laughed, sir.
You're joking.
I do not joke, sir.
Forgive me, I can see you do not. Was he taking sleeping pills?
Always when traveling by train, sir. He said he couldn't sleep otherwise. Last night he asked me to give him 2. I did so, along with a glass of water. He dissolved them in the water.
Did you see him drink the water?
No, sir. I left right after I gave him the pills.
Was Monsieur Ratchet a smoker?
No. He finds smokers disgusting.
Can you tell me again why you gave sleeping pills to Monsieur Ratchet?
Yes, I gave him the pills because when he takes the train, he has trouble sleeping. The letter must have worried him. He specifically asked me to prepare the sleeping pills. I didn't see him drink the water with the pills in it.
I need some hard evidence to prove he's lying. Monsieur, I believe you are not telling me the truth.
What? How can you say that?
We heard Monsieur Ratchet call out during the night around 20 to 1. It's doubtful he called out after he took the sleeping pills, but it's possible he took them later.
He asked me to make his drink for him. Maybe he drank it later.
That's true, but it doesn't explain why Ratchet would want to take sleeping pills later that night. How could he ask you for sleeping pills when he had a meeting written in his agenda?
I am very sure he had no meeting planned for the middle of last night.
Masterman is right. The meeting in his agenda was not that day. He received threatening letters, one, it seems, last night. Did you know he had a gun under his pillow? And even asked for my help to watch over him? I find it strange that he asked you for sleeping pills when he was afraid for his life and prepared to defend himself.
I'm sure I don't know. Maybe to calm his nerves, maybe out of habit.
It makes no sense.
Wait, please. Isn't it possible that Mr. Ratchet asked me to prepare the pills, but didn't plan to drink them for some reason?
It is possible. But I am a student of character, monsieur, and the Monsieur Ratchet you describe is not the man I met.
If you'll excuse me, my toothache is getting worse again.
I'm afraid this time you must prepare your own clove oil.
Another person to interrogate is 1, 2. Okay. I think we no, let's see. Jesus, right there.
Another delightful trophy for my collection.
It's 343. Good.
I believe I am addressing Monsieur Hector McQueen.
Guilty as charged.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, sorry. Just an expression. My father used to say it.
You must have had an interesting childhood. I am Hercule Poirot.
No need to be modest. You're a detective.
You are Monsieur Ratchet's secretary?
I am Mr. Ratchet's secretary. Just over a year. I mainly take care of translating certain texts for him. Mr. Ratchet only speaks English.
Prepare yourself for a shock. Your employer, Monsieur Ratchet, is dead.
So they got him after all.
What do you mean? You are assuming he was murdered?
I know he had enemies.
What can you tell me about Monsieur Ratchet?
He was American. He was an antiques dealer. I don't know much more. Mr. Ratchet never talked about himself or his life. But I think Ratchet wasn't his real name. And he left the United States to run away from something. Or someone.
Yes?
He started getting letters. Threatening letters.
Do you still have them?
I have one.
Did you know that Monsieur Ratchet had asked for my help?
Asked you? No, I didn't know.
He knew he was in danger. When did you last see him?
Last night around 10 o'clock, I should say.
Did you like your employer, Monsieur McQueen?
No, I did not. He was, I'm sure, a cruel and dangerous man.
Can you tell me your movements last night?
I went back to my compartment. I read a little. In Belgrade, I went out onto the platform to smoke, but it was cold. I quickly went back in. I then went to Mr. Ratchet's compartment to take some dictation for him. I left around 10 o'clock. I saw Captain Arbuthnot. We ended up chatting in my compartment. Then we went out on the platform to quickly stretch our legs at Vinkovsky. He left around 2 o'clock.
Thank you. I will need to check Monsieur McQueen's story with Captain Arbuthnot. I found a diary in Monsieur Ratchet's safe. Did you know about it?
I kept a business appointment book, but I know he had a personal diary as well. That looks like it.
Are you a smoker?
Yes, I smoke cigarettes. I've tried to quit, but no luck.
It's hard for people to quit smoking.
Can you give me this letter, please?
Of course. Here it is.
Time to die. Damn. The letter's different, though.
Was Monsieur Ratchet a smoker?
No, he hated the smell of smoke.
Alright, let's figure this out. So, like, 2 elements of interest from the encounter with Mr. Michel on the evening of the murder.
I do not think that's the right answer.
Bearer? Okay, never mind.
The murderer may have impersonated Ratchet by calling Monsieur Michel to make it seem that Ratchet was still alive at 12:37 a.m. That's the right answer.
God, this is a big-ass mind map. So let's take a look at the most likely hypotheses. Ratchet takes sleeping pills. Murder enters Ratchet's room. He kills him with the gun and hides it under his pillow. He disguises the crime as a crime of passion with a knife. He waits for Mr. Michel to take a break to leave. That's not it. Ratchet takes sleeping pills. The murderer enters Ratchet's room. He stabs him with a knife. He calls Mr. Michel to make believe that Ratchet is still alive. He opens the window to escape, but the train is stuck in the snow. He waits for Mr. Michel to take a break to leave the room. That's the most likely hypothesis. What's the other one? No, it's definitely not the last one. The killer couldn't escape because they're stuck in the middle of nowhere. So this should be it.
Et voilà.
Mr. McQueen is suspect. I'm gonna go with no.
Very well, I choose to go this way.
Masterman, however, is likely.
This direction looks promising.
Is there something else? Alright. Back to... Oh, can I go here? What are they eating? Oh, croissant and some coffee. Okay. Wait, what's that? Oh, Samsung for sure. Alright, alright, well, there's Book. Can I talk to these guys real quick?
I'm sorry. There's nothing I can add to what I've already told you.
Eh.
Please, do me the courtesy.
Alright, might as well talk with Book.
So, my friend, have you found our killer?
Not yet, but I will tell you what I have learned.
Please.
Our assassin could have gotten on the train at Vinkovsky disguised as a conductor, entered Ratchet's room, and killed him. Then He walked out through Madame Hubbard's connecting door, where he lost a button from his jacket. He had to wait for Monsieur Michel to be absent. He waited too long. The train had left the station.
He was trapped aboard.
Indeed. He had opened the window to make it look that he'd escaped that way. However, if he waited until the train stopped again due to snow, his footprints would have been found.
The murderer is still among us, on the train.
There's a problem with the second-class toilets.
What now?
All morning passengers have been complaining that the door is locked, so I went to check. I knocked, but no one answered. I didn't think I should open it without speaking to you first.
You did well, Monsieur Michel. Lead the way.
Should have opened it.
I used my master key.
But who is she? Is she alive?
She is breathing.
Then if she isn't dead, isn't she our murderer?
That, my friend, is what we must find out.
It's the girl.
Miss, can you hear me? She's breathing. Her pulse is strong. There is no sign of physical violence. This woman is sleeping very soundly.
So her name is Joanna Locke. Room 105.
The ticket reads Joanna Locke, traveling in compartment 105. This woman is sound asleep. Given her location, I would say she has been drugged and deposited here.
Well, at least it's not another murder on my train.
The train is, of course, full.
Monsieur, the list I gave you indicates that Hildegard Schmidt shares her compartment.
I will want to talk to her later. For now, we will concentrate on this mysterious young lady. Let's return her to her more comfortable bed.
Good idea. Pierre, locate this woman's room and fetch the doctor.
Yes, sir.
I will question her when she wakes up.
Please, let me know what you learn.
Mademoiselle Locke's compartment is 105. I suggest we return her to her more comfortable bed.
Yes, hopefully she will awaken soon.
A cup of tea with white residue at the bottom.
Not the same residue, is it? Am I stuck? Oh, hello. So 2 cases. Let's look at the big one first. It's traditional clothing.
A briefcase and a wagon conductor's jacket.
Is that the missing
And
button?
the button is missing.
Interesting. Oh, not that. Oh, come on. How am I supposed to know that? Anything else up here that I might have missed?
A briefcase and a wagon conductor's jacket. And the button is missing. A briefcase.
I'll have to hear the noise.
Have you tried 1, 2, 3, 4? Have you tried 0000? Poirot,
Leave me
I'm
alone.
disappointed in you. I was certain you would have it by now. But of
Leave me
course
alone.
you know what you're doing. It is booby-trapped, is it?
Why did
If
you
you
say
need a
that?
break, I can ask Jean to make you some coffee. Poirot, what if the briefcase
Stop
is
talking.
booby-trapped? So, Poirot, any luck so far? No, that's mine. I never remember my passwords, so I make them easy ones. We really need to find the combination. No, that's mine. I never remember my passwords, so I make them easy ones. Poirot, what if the briefcase is booby-trapped?
Book. Silent like a mouse, please.
Thank you.
You're right. I'll be quiet now. You need to concentrate. I will not utter another word. Not one.
Book. There will be another murder on the Orient Express in a moment.
JFC. There we go. Open sesame. Oh, is that the picture of the cat?
The stuffed animal is the same as in the photo found at the crime scene.
What a coincidence.
Mademoiselle Locke appears to have been investigating Monsieur Ratchet.
She was following Ratchet. Massachusetts.
Mademoiselle Locke seems very interested in our victim.
Of course. She has studied her target.
Possibly. Her driver's license confirms her identity. She is American.
These are fake IDs. It's certain.
Five, 4.
This badge says that Joanna Locke is an American detective with the Berkshire Police Department in Massachusetts.
An American police officer? Oh.
The type of Glock.
She has a gun.
Come, Poirot. Criminals are often known to carry one.
Ratchet was stabbed, not shot. But then why take it on the train?
Look, she's waking up.
Thanks to you, I would not be surprised if our murder victim were also waking up.
What?
Oh, my head. What's all the yelling about?
Who are you? Give me a good reason why you should not be in handcuffs.
I can give you a reason, Book. Whose handcuffs will we use? I have none. Do you?
Well,
You are Joanna Locke, mademoiselle?
Yes, Joanna Locke. I'm a detective. Berkshire, Massachusetts Police.
I have found your credentials, mademoiselle.
And I know who you are, Mr. Poirot.
Then, if the introductions are complete, perhaps the explanations may begin.
I'll try. It's simple, really. I'm on the trail of a murderer.
I had just been promoted to detective after 5 years on patrol. It was my first time on a major case. It had been a month since Daisy Armstrong was kidnapped. The Armstrongs were desperate for some sign of hope. I was there only for paperwork, to fill in some blanks.
Yeah, we have taken a new territory in this game. This is definitely not in the book as so put out in this. The achievement I just got in. Yeah, that was the name of the achievement. This is not in the book. So, considering this is a modern take, we're heading into a new direction of where the story is heading into. So we're going to end the episode over here. I'm not going to do another episode before the end of the year, so I will do episode 3 on New Year's Day. So you guys have a happy New Year, and please be safe. Again, don't be too crazy. If you're going to hold fireworks, don't hold in your hand and lose fingers. Drink responsibly, eat a lot, eat good food, celebrate it with your loved ones, and you have a happy New Year, guys. Take care and see you in 2024.